What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here with a very long promised video. I have three special guests here and we will be talking about Breaking Bad, pretty much a full review of the whole series, but in particular of course the last season. We're going to start off with a short part talking without any spoilers in it so that everybody will be able to watch that, and yeah, after that, like I said, pretty much start talking about spoilers as well and bringing those in and talking about our overall impressions of the whole series. So yeah, first of all, the three guests I have here. George, introduce yourself.
Hello everyone. I'm not dead, but I'm back to do this commentary on this on the best TV show I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was worth coming back.
Good. And then next up we have Callum.
Hi, I'm Callum. You definitely don't know me, but yeah, I love Breaking Bad, so I'm here today.
Yeah, well, Callum is pretty much somebody who me and George have been talking to for a long time, and yeah, I mean, he hasn't been in any videos yet. He hasn't done any videos yet. He doesn't even have a YouTube channel himself. So yeah, that's Callum, and then yeah, finally there's Oscar. So go ahead, Oscar.
Hey everybody. I used to do YouTube when I was like this age now, but I gave up a few months ago. But anyway, basically, I've been watching Breaking Bad for a couple of weeks now, and I've not quite finished the series, but what I've watched so far, it's been absolutely incredible, and I'm hoping to see how it's going to end. But obviously, I don't know what the ending is yet, so I'm going to actually leave halfway through this video. But yeah, there you go.
Right, so in the past, me and George actually already did a video on Breaking Bad where we talked about the full series and why we loved it so much. But yeah, this time around we have two people here who actually started watching it only since a few months. So first of all, I kind of want to hear your impressions, Callum and Oscar, on the series. So Callum, please just let me know how did you start watching it? What did you think of it? And like, what has the series like done for you, or what do you think of it in general?
Well, it was like really down to you, Robin, because, well, yeah, I only started watching it a couple of months ago, but I finished it when the last episode came out. I genuinely thought, like, when the series started, I was just all overhyped, but now I've finished it, I'm just like, oh my god, everyone else has to see this.
Okay, yeah, and then there's Oscar, who actually hasn't even finished the series yet. Is watching season 2 now, I think. So, Oscar, what do you think of the series so far? Now that you haven't even, even like seen the final seasons yet.
So yeah, as Robin said, I've been watching the series for about 2 weeks now, and it's been really good to watch it. And what everyone else has been talking about in these past few weeks and months when the final season has been out, it's been really good. And I'm really enjoying it and seeing what everyone was hyping it about, because it is literally that good. And if anyone hasn't watched it yet, I completely recommend you should go watch it right now. After you've watched this video, just go away and watch it. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that, like, especially for you, because you're only at season 2 right now. I think it's actually like getting better and better, and to already hear you say now that you think it's so awesome, like there's so much good stuff to come yet for you. That I can only say that it's going to be better and better. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a great thing about Breaking Bad, is that it just, it doesn't get like worse at any moment. It just keeps getting better, and it keeps sucking you in and stuff, and it just gets to a climax in that final season. It's just really awesome. So I don't want to talk too much about just general non-spoiler talk here, because yeah, like I said, George and I already did a video about that, which you can of course still watch if you want, and for those of you who haven't started watching it yet, like you can watch that video still. But yeah, for now, George, maybe you have something to add for the people who haven't seen it yet, and then we can move on to the spoiler part.
Sure. I mean, I don't really know what more I can say, like, that I didn't say last time. It's just you were trying to convince me to watch it for so long, but I just never really got round to it. But I think if you've got people telling you to watch this as we are now, please just take like 2 seconds out of your day to download the first episode, and I guarantee that once you start, you literally will not be able to stop. I've convinced, I think, 3 or 4 of my friends to watch this series now, and in the past month they've started and finished it, because it is just so great. You will not be able to stop yourself watching it.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You just get so excited over it, and I actually noticed that myself as well, that I probably recommended about 15 people now in total to start watching it, and most of them did, and they all have like finished it by now. So yeah, that's just great to see. Okay, so Oscar, I think we can thank you for being here for now, because we're going to move on to the spoiler part and talk about the final season. So yeah, thank you for being here. I don't know how to friggin' react to this. What the hell?
I will proceed to go watch the episode that I was about to watch a few minutes ago, and I will tell you how it was in a few minutes.
Right, so now that we're left with only 3 persons, I think it's good to start off talking about that last season, because of course it ended now, so we can fully talk about it and what happened and stuff. But kind of like going into this season, what were your expectations? Callum, I think that when the final season started, you were still actually like watching it in like maybe one of the first seasons. So, but yeah, after you finished that 8th episode, what did you think was going to happen? How would Hank react and stuff?
Well, when I was on the 8th episode, when it like first got around to everyone else like finally catching up and getting onto the last part of the series, I was still in like say the third series, so I was quite far behind. And then around episode 13, I caught up with everyone. But as I saw episode 8 where it stopped for like a break in the season, I thought, oh my god, what's going to happen? Because Hank had just found out that he was Heisenberg. Yeah, and then I caught up with you two for I think it was the last 3 episodes, and then I realised actually what's going to happen is Walt going to get found out. Is he going to get sent to prison? Is he going to die? Or what's going to happen to his family? Is Jesse fine? And what's going to happen to Jack and like his gang of people who like killed Hank and Gomez? So yeah, that was like kind of my expectations of what was going to happen in the final part of the series.
Yeah, and you, George?
Yeah, well, as you said, like we were at that point, the final 8 episodes hadn't been broadcast yet, so I think you had like a year to wait, but I only had, I think, about 100 days it was in the end. And I just had absolutely no idea. As we discussed previously, we knew he wasn't just going to go out to their family barbecue and say, "You're Heisenberg," and like do that, because that would just be ridiculous. But to be completely honest, I really had just no idea how he was going to deal with it. It was fairly clear that at some point it was all going to come out what had happened, and everyone was going to find out exactly who he was. But how it was going to happen, I had no idea at the time.
Yeah, right. And for me, like like you said, I had to wait a full year, and oh my god, just to see, that ending of Hank sitting on the toilet and finding out, and then, realizing that you have to wait for a year, that was like really tough for me. And but I mean, yeah, at the time I was really doubting what he was gonna do. Is he gonna go after Walt, or is he actually gonna help him, or like pretend that nothing ever happened? But in the end, I just think it's the logical response of him to go after Walt, especially if you like watch back a lot of the episodes and just see what Walt did to him. Like lying to him so many times. Saying that Marie was in the hospital and stuff, and getting Hank very upset without him knowing that Walt was the one who caused that and stuff. And yeah, also the fact that Hank is really against these people. There was this scene in, I think, the 8th episode where he's like talking about, he's calling it that he's chasing monsters and stuff, and you just realize that Hank is so against these people in the whole drugs industry. And yeah, then him mentioning, in that scene of episode 9 at the end where he faces Walt and talks to him, or admits that he knows he's Heisenberg. That he says like, you bombed a nursing home and you did all these things, and it starts making you realize like, yeah, of course Hank is going after him. I think that's only the logical response. And in the end, I think, well, it's basically Hank that screwed up everything for everyone, because Walt was living a happy life at the end of episode 8. He quit with the whole drug stuff. But yeah, then Hank found out and basically like reopened the whole thing and started chasing Walt and made everything go to hell. And ultimately, it of course also ended up in him dying himself because of that. And I think it's been a very like emotional ride, and yeah, a lot of characters of course died, which was very expected already. Like when you realize that the final 8 episodes are coming up, that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to die, and that a lot of things are going to end up just being very sad, like for the whole family. I mean, that in the end they're going to find out that that Walt was a drug manufacturer and stuff. That his son is going to find that out. And yeah, maybe, talking about the ending, Walt died. I mean, that's the thing that it kind of like from the first episode on, you already know that the main character is going to die, I think. And like, of course, he goes and sees a doctor and, finds out that he has cancer and stuff, that he doesn't have long to live. And that in the end, at the end of the whole series, that the main character is going to die. but still, I was like, well, they can pull off some some things that would maybe be very surprising, and that Walt actually survived or something. But I think him dying is just, again, just a logical ending for the series, and I think it was very well done. He did in the end win, in my eyes. Like, he got the money to his family, and he made sure that all the bad guys are dead and stuff. So to be honest, I was very satisfied with the ending itself. I don't know how you think about that, Callum.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good ending personally. I mean, well, the way that he went to Gretchen and Elliot and like gave the money to them to give to his family, I thought it was a great way of getting the money to them without him personally giving it to them. But then he obviously went and saw Skylar about it, but obviously that like didn't go well for them.
Yeah.
And then like the ending when he got all of like Jack and Todd and all of that gang killed, I thought that was a great way for them to like get rid of them essentially. But then like it kind of backfired on Walt. But yeah, that's still like a kind of great way to end the series. And then how Jesse, like how his story ended, I was happy that he kind of got a good ending, especially had he been through like a lot of rubbish through the whole the whole series as a whole. So
Yeah,
that's
right.
better. Yeah, it's better for him to go back. What do you think, George?
Well, I just think, as an entire series, I think the concept of giving the main character a death sentence from the very first episode is such a unique one. And so if it starts out with the first few series, you're thinking that how much you care for this character, and you think, no, it can't be true that he's going to die at the end. But I think the way that it progresses towards the end, you do start to hate him, and you do start to almost wish he would die. But then I think the very, very end, it kind of turns full circle again. And when you see that him and Jesse kind of end on, like mutual respective terms, you kind of start to think, although he did all this shit and killed so many people, his heart was more or less in the right place the whole time. So I thought the finale was just fantastic. It was just the perfect end. As you say, Jesse, I'm so pleased that he got a happy ending. There's a chance that Jesse could just drive out of there and get hooked on drugs again or whatever. But you can make your own assumptions of what's going to happen. And I choose to assume that he's going to live, hopefully, a better life.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. I mean, just the whole series has been so amazing, and especially that last season. I mean, just the way you see that you have these 8 episodes, and they're all being broadcasted like week after week on Sunday, and then we all get to watch them, of course, on Monday morning. And just the way we've been like waking up at 5 or 6 a.m. and pretty much being very hyped, like, yeah, the new episode is available, and we can start watching it, and then telling our thoughts in our Facebook chat that we have. That's just something I think. Like, only few things can make you so excited, and Breaking Bad is one of those things where you're just so hyped about it, and everybody is talking about it, and you're sharing your experiences. I think that's just great. Like, overall, looking back at the whole series, I have a question for you. Like, what is your favorite moment of the whole series? And you can think about this, but yeah, Callum, what's your favorite moment of the entire series?
Well, for me, it'd be season 2, episode 9, when I think it's 4 days out or something like that. And they're Jesse and Walt are in the desert and they're cooking the methamine, and it's just the quotes from that episode, like, I wanted to leave it on the counter, bitch. stuff like that just cracked me up, and I love that episode, and just the way that it turned out, and how Jesse's quite a bit of an idiot in that episode, just like kind of portrays his character, and Walt's like just starting to come out as like this big drug dealer who's trying to make some money for his family. I don't know about like, it's just I just love that episode. I mean, obviously I loved every episode, but that's just like the one that stands out for me, really.
Yeah, that's just great to see, like how they get stuck together and then start having arguments with each other and stuff, and you can see like the full potential of all these characters, like coming above and seeing them really be angry at each other, and that always makes for very funny situations. And you, George, favorite moment?
Well, I kind of had a couple. I think one of the most typical ones which people picture is that very first talk he gives to his chemistry class in the first episode, where he kind of, without obviously meaning to as a teacher, he kind of uses what he says as a metaphor for the entire show, which is about to happen, about how chemistry is the study of change, which is obviously talking about how he's going to change throughout the series. And also the talk which he has with his family when they have that little meeting just after they first find out he's got cancer, where he gives that kind of quite emotional delivery of like the realities of what his chemo is going to be like if he ends up getting it. That just sticks out in my mind. But I suppose, as I mentioned to you just before, one of my favourite moments is in the episode Crawl Space at the end of Series 4, when you see Walt like in the little cellar thing where Skylar has taken his money from, and he just has that mental breakdown and just like screams and starts crying and laughing, and that was just such good acting as well. So yeah, that was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, right, and it also like created such a vibe for those final episodes that you were like really, what's going to happen now in those final. I think 2 episodes came after that for like season 4.
And you started to feel so desperate for him. Like, you suddenly at that moment realized so much stuff had happened. You think, Christ, how did it get? Well, as Walt says, how did everything get so screwed up?
Yeah.
So my favorite moment personally, I mean, there's been so many good moments, like Gus dying of that explosion. It's this is of course still one of the best moments. The M60 fight at the end, the whole Ozymandias episode where Hank dies and where like his family starts turning against him and stuff. That has been like a full episode of epic moments, I thought. But like, I mean, I gotta kind of like do the same thing as Callum did and pick a very funny scene in my eyes. And this scene in particular just did something to me, and it didn't really, like, many people didn't even find it that funny, like not as funny as I did, but I don't know, I just really like that scene, and when it happened I actually had to pause the video and like I was just laughing for a couple of minutes about that whole scene. And it was in season 3 that Jesse buys his own house back from his parents, who like his parents took away his house, and then Jesse in some way, they think that Jesse is like broke and stuff, doesn't have money, and he's a junkie and stuff. And then through Saul, Jesse manages to buy his own house back, and then actually arrives at his house where he finds his parents, and his parents are like, "What? You can't come in. The new owners are expected at any minute. What are you doing?" And then Jesse was like, "Well, I'm going in because I bought the place." Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I had to pause the video, and I was just laughing out loud for like 2 minutes or something. I just thought that was a great scene, and just the whole, like, all these funny moments that the series had when it's actually such a dark series, this dark tone it has, and all these bad things happen, but still there can be so many funny moments. Also the interaction between Walt and Jesse, like you said, Callum, where you just the way Walt always says Jesse, and then already that just puts a smile on my face, to be honest.
They're always arguing with each other about something, be it like something small like money, or how the meth's getting dealt out or something like that.
Exactly, and it just makes for so many funny situations that I thought, the series definitely, also needed to have that kind of like comedy, those comedy parts. But in the end, to kind of like have a conclusion for the video, can I ask you, do you think it's the best TV show ever, Callum?
I would say for now, but unless in the future something a lot better comes along, I don't think that anything will top it ever. But yeah, George, what do you think?
Nah.
Really?
Yes, of course. It is absolutely. It is absolutely fantastic. There is nothing in my eyes that I don't want to watch TV anymore because nothing is as good.
Oh god, yeah.
Exactly. Like so many. There's a few series that always get brought up when you talk about the best TV shows ever, like The Sopranos and The Wire, and then there's Breaking Bad. And I haven't seen The Sopranos or The Wire, to be honest. And I mean, I'm not someone who watches a lot of TV series, of course, and I do watch some of them, like right now, which are also Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead and stuff. And people are always so excited about it. But to me, like, nothing comes close to what Breaking Bad has done. And I speak about the series that I talked about, but also when you just look at IMDb and you look at all these like professional sites, like everybody is talking about how Breaking Bad is like one of the best TV shows, if not the best. So yeah, I definitely think that it has been an amazing ride. And to all the people, of course, who are watching the video, what did you think of that final season or the whole series in particular? What was your like favorite moment of the whole series? And then I think that was pretty much it for the whole video. So Callum and George, I want to thank you for being here and doing this video with me together. Then I want to thank you all for watching, everyone, and hope to see you again next time.
Later, guys.
Oh well, Heil Hitler, bitch!
George,
go.
you start. Come on, you can do it this
Why am I? They don't know who I am.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it.
I'll start.
Hey everyone, it's Callum on RobinGaming channel.
Seriously? No. What are you doing?
Oh my god, what the fuck is that?
That's a
Oh,
spoiler.
nothing. It was not from the season finale of Series 5 of Bricktown.
Oh god.
You heard about 60 bullets, I think, within 1 second.
Yep.
But
And none of them hit Jesse. None of them.
except for the last one, which I won't spoil.
Come on, let's
Oh, for
go.
fuck's sake, shut up now.
I really enjoyed the crawl space. Mainly because of the ending, because that ending was just...
Walt, please just hear me out.
What the fuck?
Oh, and now someone's coming upstairs.
Tell them. Say, Mom, fuck off. Hello, father, fuck off.
Well, yeah, as Robin said, I've not actually finished watching the series yet, and it's it's really, really good actually. But the fact that I've not watched the series and these guys keep spoiling it, is really, really annoying. So I'm Jesus Christ!
Why are you still alive? Why don't you go ahead and die?
What the fuck? I don't even know what you're talking about now. This is ridiculous.
That was a spoiler.
Spoiler!
Oh, Christ's sakes! Fuck you all.
Goodbye. What's going to happen to his family? Is Jesse fine? And what's going to happen to Jack and his bitches? I had to say it.
Oh my god.
What's going to happen to Jack and his
Bitches.
and everyone else? Shut up, Robin.
And his Nazis.
say it again. And this nice, friendly Nazi. Yeah, and you, George?
Shit, what was the fucking question? Oh well, Heil Hitler, bitch! You can cut that out, by the way.
No, I
that's
won't.
a blooper.
I won't. No, that's how it ends.